Healthy food, healthy life. Eating a healthy, balanced diet is one of the most important things you can do to protect your health. In fact, up to 80% of premature heart disease and stroke can be prevented through your life choices and habits, such as eating healthy diet and being physically active. On tonight's episode, we are diving into the world of nutrition, wellness, and the healthy business space. Welcome to the Creative Monday Discussion Show. I am your host, Mervin Budram, and we are creatives transforming lives. Welcome back to the Creative Monday Discussion Show. I am your host, Mervin Budram, and I'll be with you for the next hour. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, for connecting in with the Creative Monday Discussion Show and making this show your show. Tonight's episode is going to be all about health, all about nutrition. I'm excited to have two guests, two female entrepreneurs actually, that will join us and share their journey and their story with us. But before we dive into that, we want to welcome everyone that's tuning in here on Facebook, on YouTube. We want to know where you guys are tuned in from. So use our comment section to let us know where you're from. If you want, you can also use your flags. So shout out your country, shout out your location as well. And if you're tuned in on the national channel, I want to say welcome. And you can also join the conversation. Send your feedback by WhatsApping 501-623-7898. Thank you guys for making the show your show again. And tonight's show is brought to you by Task Belize, a strategic marketing and growing innovation firm that helps you tell your story, reach more people, and close more sales.
Are you ready to move your business forward? Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to go beyond what is? Hungry for more traffic, engagement, customers? Here is your chance to become more successful in the digital world. With fresh, creative, innovative strategies for your organization's messaging, website, videos, graphics, photos, and sound. Skyrocket your brand's digital identity. We do what works. We do things differently. We learn from you to understand your business needs. Tell your story, reach more people, and close more sales. Contact us now to take your business to the next level. Task Belize, the heart of entrepreneurial innovation.
Welcome back to the show. And again, we want to hear, I already see some flags in the comment section. I see Belize, I see the US, I see Barbados, I see Jamaica. Awesome. I see my good friend Barrington Morris. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you guys. I see I think it's Miss Myrna Paul. I thank everyone for tuning in. And Shireen, thank you guys for tuning in right from here in Belmopan. And I want to encourage you, share this link, share it with your friends. If you know anyone who wants to hear more about nutrition. I know I'm very passionate about nutrition. I've been on my own journey, my own path in getting healthier. And so I'm excited about tonight's topic. And so I want to invite you guys. We want to get as much people in. So share the link. Let your friends know that the show is happening right now. Our first guest, we want to jump in. Our first guest for tonight is a young lady right here from Belize in Belmopan area. I actually got to know her through a past guest, a friend, Heda Bean, who was on the show previously. And she encouraged me, say, hey, you got to connect with this young lady. And so I reached out and I actually sample some of her food. I reached out to her to get some tips and advice as I recently decided to shift my diet, shift my nutrition to get more healthier, right? And so I'm excited to introduce our first guest for tonight, Miss Gabrielle Marfield. Miss Gabrielle Marfield, she is a young entrepreneur, a business owner right here in Belmopan. Welcome, Gabrielle. How are you doing this evening?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mervin, for having me on your show. I'm doing fantastic tonight.
Awesome. So, Gabrielle, for those who don't know you, I know I've been getting to know you. We had a really great conversation last week talking about your journey, talking about kind of how you got into this space. But tell those who might have not heard about you or might have not known who you are. Tell us a little bit about your background, your journey, and how you got into the nutrition and healthy business space.
All right. Good night, everyone. I pray that you guys are having a peaceful evening. My name is Gabrielle Marfield. I am 22 years old. I recently received my certification in nutrition, and I am currently the owner of Nutrilicious Corner here in Downtown City. Um,
Yeah, awesome. I love two things you said just now that kind of, you said you recently got certified. What was that process like for you? How did you go about that, and why did you pursue getting certified as a nutritionist?
I did it online. I've always been interested in helping people with their diet because it's one of the main things that cause sickness and disease. I always wanted to see the suffering of people definitely go down.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? After high school, I didn't really want to do any more schooling like that. So my dad, he recently got his doctorate to the same high school, sorry, to the same school online. So I decided to do the same thing and do it in the era of nutrition.
Very good. That's really great. As I mentioned earlier, I'm on my own path to be healthier, to live a better life. And actually, I got into that path because of dealing with a health situation, both with my daughter, and that kind of propelled us into looking for alternative, looking methods of healing besides all the steroids and all the kind of medication that's out there. What would you say is some of the benefits that you've seen from just eating different from nutrition, from the food that you're offering?
Um, Personally, whenever I'm not on track with my diet, I get sick. My skin is not as clear. I'm weak, and I believe it's the same for everyone. But
Yeah.
once I get back on track, it's a beautiful feeling. I'm energetic, and so I encourage people to eat more healthier because it really does a lot to us mentally and physically, especially during our daily work.
What what would you say? How I know you mentioned that your dad was involved with it, and this is something that you've seen and with your family growing up. And you said out of high school you kind of stepped into this. How did you come about your name of your business? Like what sparked that name?
The name. I thought about nutrition, right? And then I thought about food. And my mom grew us up on this plant-based diet,
Hmm.
and it was delicious. So I asked her to teach me more of it, how to cook them. And therefore, I was in the shower one day and I was asking God, please give me inspiration to come up with a name for the business. And so I thought, okay, the food is delicious and it's nutritious, and therefore I got Nutrilicious.
Oh, I like that. So it's nutritious and delicious. So you get
Yes.
nutrilicious. I love that. I love that. And how has the support been with your family in terms of the business, and what would you say? Because I know you're young, you're 22. What would you say to that entrepreneur, that young person that has an idea, and the importance of getting the support, maybe from family or friends, in getting the business off the ground and growing the business?
My family have been 100% supportive in what I'm doing and helpful. At the beginning, my dad was actually working with me in the business. He was serving customers and giving help tips here and there. And my mom helps me also cooking the food, um, and encouraging me step by step to not give up, to keep working hard, have a friendly customer basis. And well, that's because both of them are also interested in the field of health, right? She has a whole wheat bakery, um, which we try to cut out the white stuff and
Yeah.
promote more fiber in the diet. Um, and I encourage people who wants to upcoming entrepreneurs to, as long as you have our relationship with your family, get them involved. They are the ones that want to see you do better than I believe anyone else, and they
It's
will
good.
be supportive to you.
It's good. So Gabriel, let's rewind a little bit. I wanna rewind a little back to the earlier days of starting up your business, getting it off the ground. What did that look like for you? What
Sorry, can you repeat it?
walk us through what it looked like for you to get your business off the ground in the earlier years, like when you had the idea, then you take that idea and the first steps that you made to bring this idea to a functioning business now.
Okay. Um, so after high school, I was working with my mom a little in the bakery, helping her out, and I I don't know, out of nowhere I found myself watching a lot of smoothie videos, and so I really got interested in making drinks, well, smoothies specifically. Um, so as I was working with her in the bakery, I started to make fruit drinks for them every day, just for fun. And then one of her close friends, well, close customer, I made a drink for them, and they tried it and they enjoyed it, and they said, you know what, you should make these more and sell it to the customers because it's delicious and nutritious, right? So I started to do that, and after high school, I didn't really know what my next step was. All I knew I didn't want to do anymore schooling. I really wanted to be more practical in helping people to get better. So I decided I'll open a business and I'll do smoothies and I'll do foods. And that from that smoothie in the bakery, that's how I am here now with Nutrilicious Corner.
I love that. You said that you wanted to be more practical in helping people. Can you dive a little bit more into that? Like help
Yes.
us to understand more what was going on in your heart and what ways that you wanted to be more practical in helping people.
Okay, so probably about 4 years, um, four 4 years. My dad, um, a while back, he was president of the Diabetes Association. So I went everywhere helping him. We took care of ulcers, gangrenes, regulating people's insulin and stuff like that, and other degenerative disease. And it was always practical. And I love that. I really grew to love it. So, but okay, there was this one thing that stood out to me, and people did not know how really to prepare their diet. Sorry, their food for the diet. That
Mhm.
was the main. It was the main thing that was holding back them from getting better, or creating the sickness in their body. So I started to practice the recipes and getting more practical, um, because I was already doing the. I'm trying to put this in a way. I was already doing the practical part in addressing the sickness, but
Yeah,
not addressing the root of the problem.
yeah,
So that's how the practical part came in. It was a lot of research, but at
yeah.
the end of the day, I got to do practical full time.
That is good. That is amazing. That is really amazing because you got to kind of see, and if I can reiterate, you got to kind of travel with your dad, see see the issues that people are having, and then, like you said, okay, what's the root of this? And I'm learning this as well on my own personal journey. It really boils down to a lot of what we eat, and also how we prepare what we eat. And you're so right in saying that many times we don't know how to prepare. I know my wife and I, we've spent a lot of time just doing research in how to prepare food differently. And the reality of the matter is, a lot of people choose the fast food because sometimes the healthier food takes more time,
Yes, it does.
more thought in preparation, right? But the long term, one of the things we've talk a lot about in our home recently is like, we either invest now in the healthier food, invest now in spending more on the healthy side of our nutrition, or we will pay for it with medical expenses down the
Yes.
road. And so I definitely can see how you are already kind of curving a lot of people's medical bills down the road because of what they're putting
Yes.
into their body. That's really commendable, and I applaud you for that heart. So
Thank
no,
you.
let's talk a little bit about the business. So you started out of high school. You started to test with your family
Mhm.
with the smoothies, and then and other friends kind of came in and connected in with you. But now you have your own location, your own building here in Belmopan. If you guys are wondering, if you're in Belmopan area, it's right across from Brody's, in that kind of shopping area there. I was driving and there was this big sign, Nutrilicious, and it's on the building. So talk to us a little bit. What was it like for you going from starting up small and now scaling your business to where you're at now? Like, tell us a little bit about that process that you've undergone gone through.
Yes. COVID did it all.
Let's
You know,
blame COVID.
yeah, COVID had its ups and downs. It has negative impact and the positive. And the positive for me was financial status was dropping a bit, and I had to figure out a way to keep my business open and to also save some money so that I can further it, I can expand more and create and provide more for my community. So we decided to close down, not close down, I'm sorry, to relocate the business right in front of my house. And it was it was a big step.
Yeah.
And I asked God, please show me that this is what you want me to do. He gave us the sign, and we went straight ahead and did it without hesitation. And it has been a beautiful success thus far.
Man, that's amazing. And again, I want to reiterate, and I'm seeing a lot of the comments coming of those who are supporting and standing behind you. Your dad, I think that's your dad. Awesome, smart feel. I guess that's an inside name for you from your dad,
Yeah.
right? But man, I reiterated that we are proud of you. You're one of our very own young Belizean entrepreneurs, making a difference, doing something that it's not just about you making money personally, and that's part of it, but also kind of having an impact in the lives of people, the lives of our community.
Yes.
And nutrition and health is such a huge part of that, right? Let's talk a little bit about some of the lessons learned from your entrepreneurial journey. What can you tell us you've learned from marketing your business, and the importance of marketing and branding? For me as a marketing consultant and expert, in with our company at Taspilies, we know we're always encouraging our clients, hey, you need to market, you need to get out there,
Yes.
you need to make sure that you keep in front of your audience at all times. So,
That's right.
but for you, doing it as a young entrepreneur and growing your business, what lessons can you tell us that you've learned? And also maybe what are some of the methods you've used to reach your customers?
All right. At the beginning, when I started the business, before I opened, we advertised a lot on Facebook. And at the beginning, it was successful, but my customers mostly came from Facebook. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but my clientels were based off that from that social media, and I guess that was I'm not sure if it was a mistake, but it was definitely something that I wish I had ventured out more in my community, other
Mm,
social medias, hand to hand, mouth to mouth,
mm,
different government spaces and advertising more because advertisement is key in your business. People are not going to know about you if you're not out there selling your product and telling them how much it can impact their lives in a positive way. So definitely learned that lesson in the
okay.
beginning. I'm still not very very known, but my new location has definitely played a part. That's another thing. Location. Um, it has a big part to deal with how much customers you're gonna get, how much people you're gonna impact. And I started Instagram page, and I got a little bit more from there. Then I went on Facebook, I got a little bit more from there, and then I started to do flyers. I started to post post up, sorry, put up posters around the place, and that definitely impact my business big time.
It's
So
good.
I encourage business. I'm always seeing these signs around. It says advertise or die slowly,
Yeah,
and I
uh,
totally
it's
agree
true.
with them.
It is
Yeah.
true. It's so true. And one of the things that you've done, and I think you do a really good job at, and I would encourage other entrepreneurs to utilize as well, is um, WhatsApp business and kind of creating a mailing list, a broadcast list of customers and clients that you can directly text and directly get into their inbox. And I think that's in this current climate, that's huge because everyone has a phone number, and you can get instant connections with your customers. And I know I've utilized that, and I've seen you utilize it as well.
Yes,
I've
I have.
I've
I forgot
gotten
to mention that.
regular. Yeah, I've gotten regular menus for the day of this is what we're cooking. And honestly, I told you this in our behind the scenes when we were chatting. Honestly, I would every day like, oh, I want that. It looks so nice. I want it. But then my wife cooks for me, so and we won't eat out every day, right? But from time to time, I'm budgeting for the month to be able to tap into those meals that you're preparing because they're really delicious. I want to say,
Thank you.
I at first I was a little bit skeptical because I'm a meat lover, and when I had my first plate of food from you, I was sold. I was like, okay, I can do this. And so
That's what
actually,
I'm
I
here
think I
for.
think I reached out to you to ask you, teach me how to prepare some of these meals
Yes.
because it was that good, right? It was that
Thank
good.
you very
But
much.
yeah, definitely utilizing. I love what you said. Yes, Facebook, be on Facebook, but also make sure that you're being saturating the market. You got to be on different platforms, and you also need to know where your client is located. You need to know who's your audience, where are they located, and make sure you're in the same space that your client is in. And for the business you're doing, you have a wide clientele, and they're in various spots, so it's important to be in various spots as well. Awesome job. So we're running out of time, so I kind of want to get a little bit more from you. So tell me a little bit. It obviously took leadership, it took vision and strategy to grow your business, to take it from where it was to where it's at now. Talk to me about what you've learned about leadership and leading your business to success.
Okay. The vision. Okay. Sorry. Can I confess? I'm kind of nervous.
That's okay, it's all good.
My In the beginning, I was a bit shy about the business, but with experience and daily practice, it slowly began to to fill in the to fit in place. And in my head, I really wanted things to go my way. But then I started to get advices from a few people, and that really helped. And so, being the leadership of your business, um, yes, you've got to put in your 2 cents, but it's nice to just listen to other people's advice as well. Um, Definitely with employees, um, you gotta train them for customer service. You gotta train them how to prepare the food the correct way, because that's a big part in in cooking. Um, Trust me, it is a big part, especially in healthy eating. We try to provide for customers, especially with sickness. So it's critical to know what you're doing,
Yeah,
right? So we gotta train them. We gotta take leadership in that part so that they can also have the knowledge, be in the business. You know, it's like it's your business, and you gotta do it for the best interest of your customers.
that's good. I love that. I really love that. And I love what you've also talked about in leadership, which is leading by example, leading by serving your team and training and equipping your team. I know for us, we've and even for me in my business, we've had to do everything we can to serve and prepare our team to serve our customers, if that makes sense. So and then I am not always in the office. I am not always my desk, and I have to trust my team to do the job. And part of the training process has been documenting, writing it down, giving them manuals, and say, "Hey, here's the guidelines for this to happen," right? And putting those systems in place to run the business. And so, have you had that kind of encounter in terms of with your staff, in how you train them, and how you prepare them? That's the first question. And the second one that goes with that is, how have they received it? Has it been an easy learning curve for them, or did it take some time for them to kind of get up to speed?
Okay, so each individual has their own learning process,
Hmm.
and
Love that.
I found a lot of my employees, taking it all in and pretty quickly catching on what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to do it. Um, of, of course, you have to have a lot of trust in your employees,
Yeah.
and yes, I did also leave guidelines with them. Um, I mostly took care of the of the cooking part, and they helped with preparations.
Okay.
So there are certain things that you got to do yourself. You got to take control of yourself and your business, and then there's the other parts which you're physically receiving help to do what you need to do.
I love that. I love that. The way I heard that once, and I really love this saying, is do what only you can do and have others do what they can do. So we have one question that came in that I want to ask you, and it's, what would you say to other youths who would want to start a business? If you had to give them two advice, what would be your top two advice?
My two advice would be love what you're doing. Fall in love with
Mm.
it. Even if you don't love it at first, fall in love with it because it's going to be a big part of your life 24/7. And work hard and put God in the center of it
I
always.
love that.
He's
I love
going to
that.
bless you. I promise you that.
Man, I love that. And I want to rewind a little back to something you said earlier, because it kind of sparked something in me when you said it earlier. But you were talking about the journey, and you were talking about um, just how you were seeing your business and how you were growing your business. And let me not lose my thought here.
I know
Losing
the
my
feeling.
thought here. You know the feeling, we're
Yes.
losing our thought, losing our thought in the discussion, right? But when it comes back, I'll come at you. But one of the things that really kind of I'm really impressed with what you're doing is just how you're steadily keeping the vision. Oh, I remember it now. You said that at first you were shy, but you kept doing it and you kept working at it, and you just over time it became easier. And I had a similar example, not in business but in music. I remember when I wrote my first song. I was what, 13, 12 or 13. I wrote my first song. I was so nervous and scared to get on the
Mm.
stage. And I remember they told me, "Hey, you're going to perform this song." And I'm like, "What?" And I remember hiding my keyboard behind the speaker,
Good.
and I I performed the song and everyone's like, they're hearing the singing, they're hearing the song, but where is the sky? Like I was hiding, but I still did it. And that's what I heard in what you said. Like you were nervous at the beginning, you were shy at the beginning, but you still did it and you keep practicing and you keep working at it. And here you are now on media representing your brand. And I just wanted to applaud you for that, and I wanted to pull out the importance of, it's not our feelings, it's practice and working at our
Yes,
craft, working on our
absolutely
business. It's getting
perfect.
up every day and say, hey, today I'm going to work on my business, despite it, despite of what I feel, I'm going to work on my business, right? And so I just wanted to pull that out from what you shared earlier. So any final thoughts for us? um how would people as well get in touch with what you're doing, and learn more about your business?
Okay, so um, hmm, I I took away having menus, set menus, and
Mm-hmm.
doing it buffet style.
Mm,
I don't know how restaurants do it with the menus, but I find buffet style to work best for me. So every
mm.
day we have a different menu. I'm on Facebook at Nutrilicious Corner. My number is running down the screen, 613 1738, and also on Instagram at same Nutritious Corner. But for the menu, um, you can just WhatsApp me and I'll send it to you religiously every day. We're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. You know, everyone
Very
needs
good.
a little break.
Yeah.
And Monday to Friday, we're open.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Gabriella, for being with us, for sharing your insights with us, for also sharing your journey and your story. And I want to say it's definitely inspiring. I know there's a lot of young entrepreneurs out there. There's a lot of young people out there kind of trying to figure out what to do. And I just want to encourage you. This is a great time to get innovative. This is a great time to take those ideas that you have and start to test them, start to research, start to see if it can become a viable business. Actually, there's a young guy that I'm hoping to get here. I mean, we were able to get a grill from him, and he's a young entrepreneur right here in Bamapana. And I needed a barbecue grill, and he made it. Like, it was just amazing. So there's so much that you can do with your time. And so I just want to thank you, Gabrielle, and thank those young people who's utilizing this time um, to create and to innovate, right? And so, all right, guys. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna shift gears. We're not done. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for comment. And let's keep the comment going. Again, if you have questions, use the comment section to send in your questions. If you have a specific question for a guest, you can go ahead and comment in our comment section. Again, invite others to tune in. And what we're going to do, we're going to shift gears and bring on our second guest all the way from Barbados. Our guest let me just quickly introduce, she's actually a good friend of mine. This is Miss Nicole Murray. Um, and you're married now, so Nichole Murray-Broome. And we met, I don't remember how long ago. This was like maybe what, 3 4 years ago, I think. I was leading a music trip, a mission trip to Barbados with my band at the time. And then we connected, and you did a magazine at the time, and you did an article with me. And then we came back to Barbados with Alida, and then we did a whole uh, uh, there's was a lot. We did a music festival. Then we also did
The Love Better
the
series.
Love Better campaign. Yeah. And so,
Yes,
anyways, from way back then, from we connected, you've
yes,
always been passionate about helping people, empowering people, serving people. And now you have shifted gears with your new business venture.
for
Uh,
sure.
so tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about you, and help Belize and the general uh, audience to get to know you a little bit more.
Well, good evening, Mervin. Good evening, Gabrielle, and good evening, Belize, and the rest of the world that's tuned in. I am Nicole Murray-Broome, and I am the managing director of Naturindas. Uh, it's been such an interesting journey to get this business started and going. I actually started for health reasons. Um, I made a shift in the business after I registered in 2015. I was selling the regular snacks and anything that was natural but nice. So I sold
Yeah.
lots of indigenous Caribbean snacks that were becoming increasingly popular with my customers. But then a guilt hit me, really a conviction that I was not helping the problems that we were facing in society. Although the things were tasty and natural, they weren't helping because Barbados has a very high rate of diabetes. I think it's the second highest in the world. We've got a
Mm.
largely obese population with many chronic and non-communicable diseases. And so my products weren't helping anyone with
Mm.
candies and tamarind balls and with chips and and I thought there must be a way that I can do something to help myself because I was going through health challenges at the time. And others, I grew up seeing my grandmother struggling with diabetes, my father
Yeah.
struggling with diabetes, and I just became consumed with how do I make this business into something that's actually worthwhile and not
Yeah.
just for making money. And so
Yeah.
that's what happened to bring the shift for me.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that ship, because I know, it's often we start with one vision, and I know I went through that when I started my company. My goal was to be the best, young, ambitious, and so you're going to do all these things to push, right? And then over time I realized that my interest and my passion started to change, as well as the focus of my business. And so, we came to a space where we realized that we really want to, like you said, impact lives and help people, even through business and entrepreneurship. And so we revisited our vision, and we've been on a process of shifting and aligning with that vision. But one of the things that came from that was we wanted to see a healthier business community, and that's why we do these shows and we're doing different content like that. But the transition takes a while, and it's making that shift. It's definitely being deliberate. Tell us, what was it like for you shifting from, like you said, you were just doing what you needed to do to make the money, to shift to kind of doing a product that is generating revenues but also impacting lives.
Well, let me say that I started very small. I tell
Yeah.
people I started my business initially with $0 and 0 cents. I literally worked with what I had available
Mm.
to me at the time. And people may say, well, that's not possible. You can't start a business with no money. But
Mm.
I challenge people, yes, you can. All you need is the desire to
Good.
get from where you're at. And so that's when I started the business. In the shift, I realized that I needed to do a little bit more in terms of my knowledge and education.
Mm.
The government at the time offered scholarships to do a youth agriculture entrepreneurship incubator program. And I was the last person to register because I found out about it only like 2 days before after a
Mm.
friend in the US sent me the link. And I just thought, this is crazy. Like, she's in the US and I'm here and I don't know what's going on in my own country. It happens that way, right? And so I got onto this program, and then I was thrust into this world of crop production, animal husbandry, and then how you can make value added products out of what you grow. At the time, I was passionate about organic food and farming. And I thought to myself, well, how do I make this into a part of my business? And so I just got fascinated with teas
Mm.
because I thought I needed to drill down to something that's popular amongst the population, that there will be a continued demand for, and something that has a lifespan that people will continue to need it over time. And I just came down to teas because I sat and I thought through what was it for me? What is it for me? And I did the research and found out that people like coffee, they like tea, they like juice. Those are the three main things, and sodas, right? But we weren't going to sodas and we
Mhm.
weren't going to juice initially. And so I settled on tea while other people focused on other things out of the program. And I decided to use that experience. Even they taught marketing and personal development and sales. And I will tell anyone I'm the worst salesperson you could ever meet before that because I just used to be mortified at looking a person in the eye and saying, this is how much this costs. I
Yeah,
was afraid to name a price for something that was valuable to me. And so that helped me over the hurdle. And what a wonderful shift it was. I was actually able then to plan and make sense from all of the lecturers and teachers to formulate something that I could go forward with.
I love that. I love that. I love how you share that you had to overcome that mental barrier of adding, this is what I'm doing, this is the value of it, and being willing and okay with putting that value out there for people to utilize, right? And if it's valuable, you want to spend on it. If it's valuable, you'll invest in it. I want to rewind a little bit, Nicole. You said that the business, this kind of all spark for you because of your personal health crisis, and and kind of going through that. And many times we hit crisis, and we're actually going to have someone come on in one of the future episodes that talks about how to overcome crisis, right? But we hit a crisis, and that crisis tend to cause us to stop, to pause, to evaluate everything, especially when it's debt related. And when I was doing some research on you, I saw it was an intense health crisis in that sense. And I know recently, like, as I mentioned, we dealt with a health crisis at my daughter. Then my dad passed away last year, and so like for me, health became like top of the priority. Like, how can I take care of myself, but as well as my family? Facing debt and facing illness really causes us to reflect. Can you dive a little bit deeper into what you were going through? What were some of the thoughts you were thinking, and the feelings you were going through at that time? And then how did you translate that into action? Because we feel things, we hit things, but we got to move forward. We got to move out of it. We can't stay in it, right? So tell us a little bit what that looked like for you.
Well, I'd say first of all that on more than one occasion, I just got to the point where my body just was not functioning for me. And that very last time, I had burnt my candle at both ends and in the middle, and my body just literally went limp. There was nothing more it could give. And I was laid up, unable to use the muscles in my legs. I just was worn out. I was physically worn out. And it came along with depression. And
Hmm.
then anxiety followed. And then it just seemed as though one by one the organs in my body just started to just everything was going wrong.
Hmm.
And the doctors weren't able to find the real medical issue. And then I thought, well, if they're not really pinning down something but still giving me medication, I need to find a natural way to help me through this process. Yes, I'll do what they recommend, but I'll look for a way that God created to help me
Mhm.
through my challenge. And so I went to the polyclinics, which are the national clinics that are free for citizens. And while I'm there waiting at the pharmacy, I would ask the elders who were there, the senior citizens, what did your parents use when they were sick? Like, why are you here with a bag full of 25 different pills? What did your grandparents use?
Yeah.
And I had my notepad at every point and I was writing down their answers because I knew I was going to learn something, and that research
Wow.
became invaluable for me.
Wow.
And they mentioned plants that I'd never heard of, flowers and leaves and barks. And I was totally confused because here I am living in the same physical space, but it's almost like these things were extinct. And
Hmm.
I went on this journey to find these things on the beach, in gullies, in just in like wild woods, just to see if I could go by what they described to find them. And I found many of them.
Hmm.
And that's when I got excited because then I thought, well, there must be some evidence somewhere that these things do what these people say, or evidence to disprove it. But either way, I'm going to drill down to the ones that have
Wow.
scientific backing.
That's
And
good.
what a journey that led me on since then.
That's amazing. I want to applaud you in that because one, like as I mentioned earlier, it took action, and the action that you took was one, research. And many times we're looking for that quick fix. A lot of people want that quick fix, but it took deliberate research and then documentation of what you're learning and what you're finding, right? And so it's interesting how that led you to the place where you now have a solution for people. And I just want to encourage those who are watching, if you want to be someone who have a solution, you gotta be willing to do the work, do the research, but also document that process and keep doing the testing, keep doing what you're doing. And that can apply to any business, that can apply to any situation. That's one way of how you can take a crisis situation and turn it around, right? And so, Nicole, I just really want to applaud you for that, and for really being deliberate and intentional in making that shift. I want to ask you one more question in this kind of vein of thought. We're kind of talking about life, the life process on the individual as well, who's running the business, right? But you talked about learning about all these new food, these new herbs, these new. I know me, my taste bud has been trained to eat one way. What did you need to do to overcome that programming? You had one programming of eating, one programming of processing food. What did you need to do to kind of reprogram yourself mentally, but then also reprogram your taste buds, reprogram your body to embrace the new knowledge, because you were getting new knowledge and insight from the research. But we all know that our head knowledge and then translate to our heart, they can fight at times. What were some of your process in overcoming that and making the adjustment?
Well, the main process really is in the formulation of the product.
Hmm.
I know that people aren't going to buy or consume anything that does not taste good,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm a tea baby. I have been drinking tea for ages. In fact, the brand that I developed for my tea is Bishop's Chattel House. And Bishop's Channel House is actually named after my grandmother, who I helped ferry to the hospital, to the clinics for many years because of her diabetes and then heart disease. And she is the person who introduced me to bush teas and all of the natural teas that I grew up enjoying. And she made them in a way that tasted great. Obviously, she would have added extra sugar because I was a child, right? But I still had a palate already ready made for me that predispositioned me so that when I got to this point, I was already willing to try and to smell. And the formulation of teas is beautiful. You know, you use particular wear to test for the color, the strength, the scent, what notes you get in your mouth. And so then you have to blend different ingredients to help bring balance so that that one cup of tea is delightful. Some
I
teas
love it.
aren't meant to taste good, like cerasee or bitter melon or any of those bitter barks aren't meant to taste good. But there are things that you can do and other spices and so on you can add to kind
I
of
love it.
add a little hint of beauty to them and life and color so that you don't miss the sugar. And for me, cutting sugar and salt out of my diet significantly, I'm not saying 100% out, but to significantly reduce them over the years has also helped me because now I don't need to put sugar in my cup of tea. I already appreciate the ingredients for what they are.
Very good. So, Nicole, we have about a minute so
Oh,
left
yeah,
with this segment. Time goes so quick with the
I
show.
know.
But so I before what we're gonna do, I have one question that I want to ask you. We're gonna take a commercial break, and then when we get back, we want to get into some health tips. So people are asking some health advice and tips. So, the question that came in is what all health issues does your tea target, right? And then if we can like just let us know that, and then we're going to take a break. And then when we get back, we're going to get back more into it. So, what all
Sure.
healthy issues does your tea target?
Right. Okay. So unlike products on the market, which promise that they're going to help you to lose 10 pounds in 3 days and, cure your diabetes or whatever, my teas, my products, because teas aren't the only products that I make, I also have a line of other things. You can see some of them behind me. The whole point of these products is to give you a healthier alternative to what you're
Mhm.
already consuming. And so, because of the flavor, you're meant to eat and drink the same way but now using something that's healthier for you. And
Yeah.
so there are many herbs that we will use that are scientifically proven to perhaps lower your blood pressure or to
Mm.
help with metabolism or to
Mhm.
give you more energy. But these teas, I don't make any medicinal claims on them at all. I allow customers to research the ingredients for themselves and become actively involved in their own health
Health
management.
process. Very good. I love that. All right. So, Nicole, thank you so much for sharing, guys. What we're gonna do, we want to get more from both our guests. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, we're gonna get into some health tips. We're gonna wrap up the shows with some health tips. For you. So if you have questions, feel free to start load up the comment sections, and we're gonna do like a fire answer type approach. We have about 10 minutes, and when we come back, we'll get into this. Let's take a quick commercial
Are
break.
you ready to move your business forward? Are you ready to make an impact? Are you ready to go beyond what is? Hungry for more traffic, engagement, customers? Here is your chance to become more successful in the digital world. With fresh, creative, innovative strategies for your organization's messaging, website, videos, graphics, photos, and sound. Skyrocket your brand's digital identity. We do what works. We do things differently. We learn from you to understand your business needs. Tell your story, reach more people, and close more sales. Contact us now to take your business to the next level. TAS Believes, the heart of entrepreneurial innovation.
All right, welcome back to the Creative Monday discussion show. I want to thank you guys for staying tuned with us tonight. I know this is a huge topic. It's definitely in light of COVID. Everyone's been thinking health, everyone's been thinking nutrition, how to boost our immune system, how to keep ourselves healthy. So without any further ado, what we want to do, we're going to bring our guests back on. We want to go into some question and answer segment. We're going to have Gabrielle and Nicole back with us. Good evening, ladies. Again, thank you for being with us. We want to jump right in because we only have 9 minutes left, right? So let's keep our answers as concise as possible. But this is one of the first questions that came in. What would you say would help in regulating and lowering blood pressure and blood sugar? Any one of you can go first.
Um, Definitely less salt intake. Um, I can give us a small testimony. My mom, when she was pregnant with me, um, she had a bit of high blood pressure, and therefore I had to come out earlier. And one of her main seasoning in her food was a lot of salt. So I
Mhm.
definitely advise to stop the salt intake. It's going to do a lot, and to even speed up the process. A lot of bitter herbs and like Surasay and those other bitter stuff to just that that salt out of the blood.
Awesome.
That's
Any
great.
thoughts?
That's true. And I'd say there's some leaves that have been scientifically proven to help lower blood pressures, but then they have contraindications. So if you're already on blood pressure medication, then you're warned not to take anything additional because obviously you'll be giving your body a double whammy, which you don't need, which may
Yeah.
cause like bleeding. So things like soursop leaves and avocado leaves, like pear leaves, are proven to be really, really beneficial for um, lowering blood pressure in the body, and then using pepper like Scotch bonnet or cayenne pepper more in your food and with your beverages. And then using anti-inflammatory compounds helps quite a bit. But Gabrielle is right. The truth is, we look at it in a reverse way. We want to know how to take it out of our bodies, but really the best thing is to start from the other end. How do we avoid it getting in? Right?
Yeah.
And so if we use less sugar, less salt, and move to a more anti-inflammatory diet, which is what Gabrielle is really pushing, is that then you're giving your body less damage. So then there's less to have to heal. And I
I
really
like
want to encourage people in that direction.
Very good, very
Right.
good. For us, we've also found, and this, in dealing with our daughter had eczema, right? And so in dealing with that diet and what we eat was a huge part of regulating some of the flare-ups and what she's going through. And I was surprised to find how important coconut oil played a role in even with her skin, keeping her skin moisturized and keeping her skin healthy, right? What can you guys say just from your experience? What are some of the foods that we can eat that help with skin, that helps with keeping our, let's take it with our skin and our even our look, if you want to say that, right? Keeping our skin healthy.
Okay, I can go first if Gabrielle wants to wait. um, I'd say we've got such beautiful compounds around us just lying there, right? And
Mhm.
so for management of like skin and hair and teeth and those things, you're right. Coconut oil is actually perfect, especially if you can get cold pressed coconut oil for your hair, for brushing your teeth, for cleaning your alimentary canal, and I mean for moisturizing your skin. But then we've got a lot of other fruits and vegetables that work really great. So then you've got the red fruit, the yellow fruit, which all have great compounds. So anything high in vitamin C, anything with natural fatty acids, so like avocados are great for us. If we avoid things like rice, then we do our bodies much better because we don't even consider that even something like rice is grown in an environment that facilitates mold growth. Even any kind of rice you buy will have some small amount of mold in it. And if you have mold sensitivities, then you will eat rice and maybe say, oh, I don't really feel good when I eat rice, or you may just say, I don't like rice, but it's not that you don't like rice. Your body's telling you something. And so
Yeah.
perhaps switch to breadfruit or potatoes or something else and see if you start to eliminate certain foods from your diet. But for sure, if you keep away from the lovely pastries and the donuts and the fried foods, I
Yeah.
think you will feel much, much better
Yeah.
if you increase the leafy greens and eat
So
more
it's
fruits and
listening to your,
vegetables.
it's listening to your body. That's what I'm hearing from that as well. Listening, the importance of listening to your body. Gabi, this question came in for you through our WhatsApp. Um, says, do you do private cooking lessons?
Um, actually, hmm,
There's
I
maybe an
have done.
expansion there or something for your business.
Yes, I'm planning to, honestly, especially with the nutritional certificate. I'm planning to start doing, small videos on tips on how to cook. I have done a few, and definitely, if you're interested in allowing me to give you some cooking
Yeah.
tips, I am here. Just contact me, and I'll be there.
Awesome. And this will probably be one of our last question because of time. But we're in the Caribbean, I can say especially, uh, the sugar, the diabetes or pressure is such a huge thing. What are some of the alternatives that people can use for sugar and as well as salt in their cooking?
Um, for sugar, honey, honey, and for salt would be more nature-based seasoning that have natural salts instead of the actual table salt. Another good salt would be I don't remember the name of. It's a pink salt though.
Pink Himalayan salt.
Yes, Himalayan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Himalayan salt. Yes.
Awesome. Well, ladies, I really, really want to thank you guys. We're really out of time. I wanted to get more from you, but we're out of time. But I want to thank you guys for just coming on, for sharing your stories, for sharing your insights. Again, I want to encourage everyone who's tuning in, please connect into what they're doing. So, Nicole, how can people connect with you?
Well, people can find me on Facebook. Just type in Naturindas and you'll find our page. You can also find us on Instagram at Naturindas Products. I'm also on TikTok. If you're interested, you look for
Cool.
Naturally Bajan. And we also have a Google business site. We have our own website. And then our WhatsApp is commercialized, so you can also see our list of products on the WhatsApp. And on WhatsApp, we're 1246-232-5916.
Awesome. Awesome. And guys, I just want to thank you for tuning in. Gabby, thank you so much for your insights. Thank you for sharing as well. Thank you, Nicole. And
Thank
for
you.
everyone who tuned in, for sending questions, for commenting. Someone made a comment that you ladies need to do a podcast on healthy substitution. Substitutions, and I agree with that. You guys need to team up and do something on health and put it out there. Again, this is a huge era right now, and everyone is looking for easy. Like, one of the things we've done, we've gotten some help as well. And what I love, that there's so much options we have right here in our own country, and so it's just being aware of it and utilizing it. So I want to say thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for making the Creative Monday discussion show your show. Again, we are
Thanks for
here
having
every
me.
Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on the national channel, on our YouTube page, as well as our Facebook page. And if you want a central spot just to get it out, just go to www.creativemonday.com, creativemondayshow.com, and all our past episodes and show are there. I want to say God bless you. Have a great evening, and we will see you again next week, Monday at 7 p.m. Take care.